The SKX007 Homage by Tandorio is a stunner. There's heft and weight to it. The watch case, the rounded flanks, the tall bezel, and especially the 22mm wide Jubilee style bracelet, I'm going to call it brutally elegant. This watch is built like a tank and still manages to look elegant, sporty, and robust. The semicircular links are thick and meaty in line with the muscular case sides, yet the high tolerances and silky smooth fluidity of the 5 bracelet links is pretty much astonishing, especially at the $52 price tag. The watch features a number of awesome properties for us. Firstly, a 24-jewel self-winding automatic Seiko NH35 movement. We get sapphire crystal, 120-click steel bezel, a folding clasp with a security latch, and 3 micro adjustments. We get a screw-down case back and a screw-in crown. There's also a date complication and some serious water resistance of 200 meters. So as I just mentioned, this piece cost me $52 on AliExpress, and I have left the links to the listing I got this watch from in the description below the video. So make sure to check out my affiliate links if you're after a sharp price. Now this piece here, it's built sturdy. Like the bracelet here, it is thick. This is at least 2.5–3 millimeters thick, but yet it's so fluid. To the touch, everything is so supple. This is nice. And the whole case, it's so well refined. There's no sharp edges anywhere. But anyway, that's just me talking about this. In the comprehensive section we're gonna get into right now, you will see everything by yourself. Let's do it. In regards to the dimensions, we get a diameter of 41 millimeters, a height of 14 millimeters, and a lug-to-lug length of 50 millimeters. Now that is due to the protruding male end links. The lug width is 22 millimeters. And as I mentioned, it is a heavy watch, 170 grams. Now I have removed some of the links to fit my 6.5-inch wrist, and now it's 150 grams. So still quite a hefty watch. Looking at the profile, we see the distinct layering of the watch case. On the bottom half, the rounded and convex flanks, not cushion-like, yet there is curvature on the bottom and top lips. The lugs curve downwards here. The case walls are mirror polished, yet the polishing is not high gloss. It's a subdued, calm and assertive finish. The transition to the lug hoods is made via smooth and well-rounded bevels. The lug hoods actually get a vertical brush styling, and it's so fine that it almost passes as a satin brushed effect. And due to the flanks having a rather subdued polish look, there are no major contrasts between the two surfaces. Now, the second layer is formed by the tall bezel. The bezel edge is actually polished to a high gloss, hence the grooves around the circumference enjoy plentiful reflections between the angles. The threading is rather wide, and even though the grooves are rounded and polished, there is still enough grip to make bezel rotation convenient. Another interesting point about this tall bezel is that it's actually slanting inwards. That is, the bottom is wider than the top edge. The 120-click unidirectional bezel gets decent bezel action, as in it does the job, but the precision is slightly lacking, and hence I just don't have the wow effect. The resistance during the rotation cycle is consistent and heavy. The clicks sound distinct and steely. The pip aligns at 12 o'clock, so far so good. But there is a big but here. There is quite a bit of playback between clicks. It's not a deal breaker, especially at the $52 mark, yet still, it would be nicer if it wasn't here. Because it is slightly frustrating. Everything else seems so good. On the right side of the case, we get integrated crown guards. These are also smoothed and pleasant to the touch. The screw-in crown is big, 6.7 millimeters in diameter. And that is quite significant. It is definitely larger than average. But it fits the genre aesthetic as well as this muscular and hefty watch in particular. The crown gets a nice spring action when unscrewed. The size makes time and date adjustment a breeze. On the underside, we get a retro-looking pan-like screw-down case back. This watch is not holding back on the rounded design cues. In regards to the bracelet, the solid end links integrate seamlessly into the case. We do get protruding end links, which are guided by these ridges on the end links. The ridges get the polished look, just like the center links. On the outer faces, the semicircular links are smooth and refined. They feel bead-like and satisfying to the touch. On the inner side, the links are also flush to the touch. This is a well-refined bracelet overall. The tolerances are high. There's no clutter here. The fluidity of the links surprised me actually. The clasp is unsigned, pressed, but gets the job done with integrity. The safety latch and the 3 micro adjustments keep this heavy bracelet in check. As for the glass, we get flat sapphire crystal here. No anti-reflective coating though. There are several colors available for the dial. There's blue, green, black, and the orange in front of us. I'm actually really enjoying the black bezel surrounding the rich orange dial. The stark contrast is not too loud, yet the color play is very interesting indeed. There's a deep and slanting rehaut leading down to the dial. The minute rack is actually printed on the circumference of the slanting down rehaut. The dial gets a satin-like finish. It's not matte, yet not really glossy either. And we still get a subtle sunburst effect, shooting rays of orange from the pinions to the dial edges. The indices are applied, but note that the indices are edged in black to be in line with the black bezel. Now that looks stunning in my opinion, but as we know, usually the indices are edged in chrome, in silver, gold tone, but not in black. This looks particularly good. I like that. The date window at 3 o'clock gets a black frame around the cutout as well. Neat and to the point. The minute and hour hands actually get chrome edges, so that is different to the indices edging. And that works too, creating more unique contrast with the dial and indices. So now let's do a lume test with this watch. And what we see, well, the performance is okay at best. The brightness is fine, it's not too bright, but it doesn't get dull too soon either. The longevity is better on the indices though than on the hands. I wouldn't say this brightness nor longevity is the best in class, but it's not the worst either. So what do we have here? For $52, we get a very robust, utilitarian, and functional watch. It looks sporty, but you can wear it out any way you like. The orange is particularly sporty, I think. It's good contrast, but you can take it to work, you can take it wherever really, simply because the wear and tear here is going to be great. Sapphire crystal, that means scratch resistant. 200 meters of water resistant, that's more than splash proof. If you need to go for a dive, you'll find. I'm not sure about deep diving, but it should be okay for a swim. And it looks good. This Jubilee style bracelet does create a bit of elegance and chic to this very functional and almost like a tool watch design. In summary, I really enjoy wearing this watch. This is good stuff. Anyways, I've left the links to this listing in the description below the video. Please check it out if you're after a sharp price. Now, thanks for watching. Hopefully you did find this review useful, insightful. If you want to see more, please hit the red subscribe button below the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.